Thank you guys so much for joining us for the OGSoG podcast. If you are watching this on YouTube, which you are right now, you can catch this segment or you can watch the full thing if you are a patron. Check out our Patreon and consider becoming a supporter. Or if you just want it going into your ear holes, you can also check out the full audio version on Spotify.
All right, guys, let's jump into today's topics. These were sent to me. I'm choosing which ones I want to do because I'm the host. I've got the power, not Lasercorn. That was the last episode. Actually, I think the last one technically was So Inky.
No, maybe.
Let's see.
I don't know.
The first one I want to talk about today, a great topic, is things that have changed gaming for you personally. Positive or negative. I say we always err to the side of positive. But what has changed gaming for you for the better or worse? And this topic comes from me.
Wait, does this mean like in the industry or what it has done to enrich your own life?
Industry-wise, like either industry or, is there a gaming component that has made you more? Yeah, hardware that's brought you back into gaming. Or has the industry taken a turn for the worse where you find yourself playing less? To kind of get things started, I will go first. To kind of give you time to think about your topic.
So you're the host and you're choosing yourself first to talk. That's good.
Yeah, wow,
that's the power of the host,
wild.
baby.
Okay.
I actually think, for even before, the YouTube channels that we've worked on, I started to slow down the other games out there that I would try out. I definitely was one of those people that was just playing AAA titles. But then Game Pass came along, Microsoft Xbox's Game Pass, and literally was a game changer for me. I know there's been some recent, you might have seen the Polygon tweet where they're like, I guess Game Pass is slowing down. There's not a lot left to play. And their account, the Game Pass Twitter account, actually tweeted back.
They clapped back.
Yeah, tell us that you only played AAA titles without telling us that you only played AAA titles.
I saw that. It's a nice clap back.
For me, like there are, the Microsoft go-tos that are like the day one releases, hands down, are great. Even if the game's not good, you at least get to find out that the game's not good for free
firsthand
on the first day. But also like being able to play indie games. Have you guys played Dicey Dungeon yet? Oh, I was talking to you guys about Dicey Dungeon.
That's right. Yeah, we were over at your place.
Yeah, Kate and I both are addicted to this indie game, Dicey Dungeon, and the fact that I can play it on actually, even better, I am playing it for free on my Xbox, decide it's time to go to bed, but then we'll play the same game on cloud gaming on my phone, go to sleep, wake up, pretend to work at my computer where I can then open up PC Game Pass and then continue the same game there.
That's cool.
Tell us you're not addicted.
I have a problem.
Explain to me. Wait, you can play Xbox games on your phone?
Yeah, they're through cloud gaming. Not every game is on cloud gaming, but there are a lot of them.
This is everything that Stadia wanted to be and just could not deliver on.
So does your Xbox have to be running?
No. No. You just I think you have to you're downloading part of the game that you can still run it on your phone, but you are still going through cloud.
This just sounds like witchcraft. I don't even understand how this works.
I have a Razer add-on that turns your phone into an Xbox controller essentially.
I've seen those actually.
I don't get slowed down.
I'm assuming this only works with low capacity games. You're not going to be running Witcher on all three things.
So
you might be able to.
I haven't tried larger games. I know that there are bigger games on there that you can run. I haven't, only because I my phone time is more of a casual time, so that's why something like Dicey Dungeons is great. I was able to play Battletoads for free on my phone, just because, Kate was watching a show, so I just, all right, play it on my phone.
I think the biggest thing holding phones back is the controls, so as soon as those controller add-ons become more widely available and good, then I think playing on your phone is going to be just owning a handheld in general.
Yeah. So hands down for me, I think the Game Pass just opened up gaming more. I'm playing more indie games. I use it a lot for co-op games because sometimes not everyone can buy a game in your game group. So that makes it a little bit easier. Also, then you don't feel as bad when you decide to play a crappy co-op game like Avengers.
I got one that's sort of somewhat of a tag along to what you said, and it's kind of a mixed bag, and it's probably a larger topic. But the free-to-play game model in general. Free-to-play games, I feel... a
negative or a positive?
I think it's a mixed bag, but let's talk about the positive first, since we're trying to keep it posy vibes in here, according to you. So, number one, free-to-play model is phenomenal if it's done right, because first of all, it's just such a good way to get people in the door to try your game. I can't tell you how many times I've talked to friends that are either not super into the type of game I normally like ask them to play, or they're like, yeah, I don't really have the money or whatever.
I've seen
and I'm
your
like,
recommendations.
Well, yeah, it's
All
like
those ignored text messages.
It's like, well, it's free. It's like, oh, well, if it's free, sure, I guess I'll download it and try it out. So it's like, I think it's really good in that way. I think it's phenomenal also because not everyone is in a socioeconomic situation where they can afford to buy games all the time. So I think that it's made gaming much more widely available to people. And I think that it's, gaming is something that should be in everyone's life that wants it to be in their life. So
would you say, though, that has turned the Battle Pass into something that is just in way too many games now?
I mean, I do think that there's such a thing as forcing a battle pass into a game that it shouldn't be in. But that being said, like, the battle pass model is just another way to gamify, and add progression to something that wouldn't normally add it. I think that's what it's about. Is like people. So this is kind of on the negative side of things. I do feel like the free to play model brought about the whole rise of like, well, let's sell cosmetics, which is good. Cosmetics are fun, they make the game fun. You can express yourself a little better. But with the advent of Battle Pass and everything, it became a thing where it's like every game needs progression, which is really weird as someone that grew up like being addicted to a game like Counter-Strike. Like, there's no progression in Counter-Strike. Like, you just play the game and you enjoy the game for what it is, and competing in the game maybe, or just playing it casually, whatever. But like, you don't need this thing dangled in front of you to keep you playing because you're just like, I love this game. But now it almost seems like even a game like Counter-Strike, like look at Valorant. It's like in order to keep this thing alive, like they have to keep on, new character skins and new weapon skins and the little gun buddies.
Yeah, I'm sorry, that's important.
That's why
for those watching the video.
Yeah, if you're just listening and wondered why we giggled. Martin
realized,
dabbed out of nowhere. Were you about to sneeze?
She dabbed when she heard Valorant.
Sneeze. Yeah. I muted in Discord, but I realized the recording fully has my sneeze. That I started to go for it, and I was like, "No, stop!" So then it became a stop and a dab at the same time, and then I froze.
It looked good.
So it was actually an unintentional dab.
Yeah, it was like a please stop this. And my superpowers did not work.
So Hinky, with the battle pass in every game, you think is a negative?
No, I mean, I think it's a positive. I just think that the negative, like, I do think battle passes are fun. It gives you something to work towards. You can show off the progress you've made, whatever. But at the same time, I think the negative of the battle pass is this mentality that if a game isn't constantly having new content and cosmetics pumped into it, that it's like gonna die. Like, I think that people have that opinion where it's like, wow, this game hasn't added cosmetics in months, a dead game. Like, it's just a little weird in that way.
I think maybe not for this episode, but I think it would be fun. I think I might add a topic one day, so be ready for it, on like what makes a good battle pass. Like what you want to see in there.
Okay.
A question for you.
All the free skins.
Yeah.
Question for you, so Hinky. You said free to play has really improved gaming for you. What is a recent free to play game that you feel like you've really enjoyed? Because I know you like Dota 2 and stuff like that, but that came out like a while ago. What's something that came out recently that you think is really changing things?
Right off the top of my head, Century Age of Ashes was a really solid free-to-play game that came out that, there's certain other problems with it, like balance-wise and stuff, but it was free-to-play. It was amazing. Not a lot of people got into it. Like flight battle games are kind of very
It's a niche. Yeah.
Yeah. But I think that game is phenomenal. And one that's kind of blowing up a little bit, Vampire the Masquerade Blood Hunt.
Is that free to play?
Yeah, it's free to play.
Wow, I'm sorry, I got it confused with V Rising for a second. Oh, okay, yeah, I know Blood Hunt. Yeah.
Yeah. Free to play battle royale game set in the Vampire the Masquerade universe. Yeah, it's just like a super fun, polished third-person shooter, and the only payments are cosmetic things.
Mari, do you have anything that has changed gaming for you?
Yeah, the popularity of it all. I think it's kind of a conglomeration of the good and the bad with everything that you both have said. I think that the popularity of gaming getting up and up and up and up and up has allowed us to not only have careers in it, but it's also allowed companies like Microsoft to pump things out for free. Like, well, I guess it's not free, but like Game Pass is like very, very affordable for what they provide. And right now I'm playing Trek to Yomi as well as Stardew, both free from Game Pass. And this is not a Game Pass ad. But yeah, like
Game Pass, if you want to sponsor us, you know, just saying.
It is open. We have an open slot. So it's allowed for a lot of that to happen. So many games are available. Indie games are available. There's a lot of folks to come into the industry and thrive. That goes from creators to game creators and whatnot. But it also
it's created a completely new industry. Like the jobs now didn't exist, you know, when we were kids.
Absolutely. And I think that's a huge positive. It allows for games like Fortnite to like throw out a battle pass sort of free to play format and see if it blows up. It does. And then other games can use that format. But it's with it all, because of its popularity, it allows for bad actors to be in the industry as well. And I think that's really what we're seeing with like all the Web3 stuff. I'm privately very bullish with Web3, which they say is like the new wave of like gaming and all this stuff. This is a public discussion.
So we are recording right now, Mark.
This is a public-private chat. But with that said, I think that it's a breeding ground for people to come in and be like, all right, how do I scam as much as possible? And I think that that's like what we're starting to see, and it's unfortunate. I always say, like, what if when we were all introduced to email at the same time that we were introduced for the first time, all the scammers came along with it because the scammers already knew about email. That I feel like that's what's happening with everything with like Web3 stuff, and I hate it. There's a disdain because it's like it could be this cool thing that is already getting tainted from early on. And so yeah, I think it's the good and the bad with gaming. Like
and to add on to that, like the free to play model, you know, that's brought about a like big rise in like online cheating, like so much so that Fortnite had to file lawsuits against certain people for cheating in their game and stuff. It's like it is a problem with free to play games, especially that people will try and cheat a lot more because if they get a banned, they just sign back up.
And the cheating also happens from like the selfish need as just a regular player, and then there's also the selfish need as like, oh, this could make me a this and this type of content creator because now there's an industry for content creators. Back when we started, this wasn't like it wasn't a thing of like becoming a content creator. I mean, you guys were pumping out stuff for a company. And it wasn't a thing where it was like, let me become a person. Let me become a personality.
Yeah, I don't know if I'd call it content either.
What's up, everyone? This is Hinky with an educational video on how to beat level 7-2 in Spelunky.
Yeah. Why? I shouldn't raise my arms. I have pit stains. It's not even
Show
hot.
Show 'em
It's not even hot in here.
You gotta praise OGSoG.
Praise OGSoG.
Praise OGSoG. Please take this offering of armpit sweat.
We'll blur it all.
That's how Augie stays hydrated.
OGSoG says your armpit sweat is delicious.
For me, and this is kind of an older one because it's been around for a while now, but the Switch was just so revolutionary as a dad, and really everything Nintendo's doing, like being able to like play a game on the Switch and then like you know, Tyler comes in and he wants to like watch something on TV. It's like, cool, picking this up, putting on headphones, you watch, you know, this was when Tyler was younger, but your Baby Genius or whatever, Paw Patrol, God, fucking Paw Patrol. You need something to block out the Paw Patrol. And like, you can't just turn on your Xbox and do that. Like, I could play a phone game, but I'm not really into mobile games. And just like being able to play like Breath of the Wild or something and turn that on was so revolutionary. And then it really is the ultimate dad system. Joven, you're going to find this out.
I agree hands down with you. 5 weeks in, and yes, like don't get me wrong, I have my Game Pass, but the Nintendo Switch is the best console for a dad or mom who's into gaming. Just, it's the best.
Yeah, and I think I need to make a list for you of like first games that kids can get into, because like Mario Odyssey is really a great way to get kids in, like a kid into video games, because it lets them be Cappy. So if you were playing like any other co-op game, having someone that wasn't really doing anything would hold you back and keep you from progressing through the game. But having your kid play Cappy and just being like, go get those coins and something, and they press a button and the hat flies off and then comes back on.
Aw,
and
that's
you're
cool.
in control. Yeah, it's totally a great way to get them into games.
I like
And
to
there's-
think
It's
that
like the newer
Tails-
version of them playing Tails. Yeah.
Yeah, Tails was the first Cappy.
Yeah, there you go. And then like Luigi's Mansion, where they can play as Guigi. That one's a little more complex. You do need Guigi for stuff.
some extra steps,
But it's it kind of. I'll make a list for you. But there's games that kind of are great for stepping stones into teaching them the basics.
And it's kind
just
of
on the Switch, the sleep button, I think is, because it's so easy, quick, and accessible. You know, I'm playing something, and then all of a sudden I hear the poopy diaper happen behind me, so I'm like, oh, I've stopped. It's still where I want it when I pick this back up, but I can go help my wife. I can take care of the baby. I can do anything, and then come back, hit the one button, and I'm exactly right where I left off.
Yeah.
Kind of like talking about a little bit, and this is not necessarily a term for it, but mobile games, like a game that is mobile, not necessarily on your phone, but like there are good phone games now. Like there's a couple, and I feel like when they first came out, it was almost like Mario was saying with like Web3 stuff, where it's like if you promoted a mobile game, wow, that creator sucks, he's selling out. Where it's like, I feel like that's kind of the attitude now. If anyone is promoting, like even if you find, and I don't even know if any exist, but if you found a good Web3 game, if you promoted it right now, people would be like, all right, get that guy out of here, you know?
What a great time to talk about our first sponsor today, Raid Shadow Legends in Web 3.0.
Dude, I wish.
Please watch
We'd be
this
making
next
some
2
money.
minutes of this video.
We would be making like $100. Raid Shadow
Legends.
Legends.
Blown up.
All right, well, I think that's a great topic. I thought we had a lot of great points in there.
Great job, Joven. Excellent
Great
work bringing that
job.
up
Great
first.
hosting.
Yeah,
Oh,
Joe,
man, I
We're
was
so proud of
totally
you.
compliments himself on his topic.
Good topic. Good topic.
Who submitted that? Oh, it's Joe.
All right, let's jump into
Can
some.
we, editor Paco, can we have the Obama putting the medal on himself meme pop up here?
Good joke. Good
Great
show.
topic.
Thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed this episode. We so appreciate it. Make sure you subscribe and like and comment and hit that notification bell. Also, if you would like to support us on Patreon, please go to patreon.com/OGSoG. Yeah, we'll see you next week. Love you much. Praise OGSoG.